Hello YouTubers! In this video, I will review Week 1 finals for 4 games and also preview the 2 semi-final games in Week 2 of the AFL Finals. Alright, let's go. Let's review my tips of Week 1 finals for the 4 games. The first game, Adelaide versus Collingwood. Incorrect. I tipped the Crows and Collingwood won by 25 points. In the second game, I tipped Geelong to beat the Lions. Correct. In the third game, I tipped an upset for the Hawks to beat the Giants. Also got that correct. Woohoo, that's still Afric. And the last game, Gold Coast Suns had a magnificent 1-point win over Fremantle Dockers. I got that incorrect. Therefore, from the 4 games, I selected 2 out of 4 correct. That is 50%. Alright, let's preview the 2 semi-finals for Week 2 of the AFL Finals. The first game is between Adelaide Crows versus Hawthorn Hawks, and the game on Saturday night is between the Lions and Gold Coast Suns, another huge clash derby. Before we continue, I would like to ask for a very small favour. If you enjoy this AFL content, please take a sec to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That would be awesome. Okay, let's return back to the show. The first semi-final, played on a Friday night, is between Adelaide Crows and Hawthorn Hawks. The Crows lost to Collingwood at home by 24 points, and the Hawks had a magnificent 19-point win against the Giants in Western Sydney. The players in the mix for the Crows are Burgess, Buss, Downing and Josh Michelli. The players in the mix for the Hawks, Bruce, McKenzie and Ramsden. Where the game will be won at, it's the ruck midfield set, the 2 sides. For the Crows, ruck midfield, you got O'Brien, then Barry, Saligo, Dawson, Curtin and Cumming. For the Hawks, you got Meakin up in the midfields of Newcombe, Nash, Ward, Moore and Eamon. Just watching the games last week, the Crows had lost out to Collingwood in the midfield, were totally dominated by Darcy Cameron and Penberry and DeGoey and Co. And just looking at this, I expect the Hawks midfield to also dominate against the Crows ruck midfield setup. Like Meek, I expect them to keep more hit out advantage than O'Brien, and they got like gun midfielders in Newcombe, Ward and the outside run up Eamon to Moore against the Crows midfields, the gun, Dawson, but you got inside mid, Barry. Saligo, who's been quiet for the last month, Cumming and Curtin have been pretty quiet as well for the last few games as well. And I expect the Hawks to win middle, and therefore the Hawks will have lots of inside 50s where they can give to their forwards of your Gunston, Ginwin, the Wizard Watson, Chow, and therefore I'm going to tip an upset. I'm going to say the Hawks to beat the Crows by 15 points. The Crows were very disappointing against Collingwood last week on Thursday night. The second game of the week, playing on Saturday night, is between Brisbane Lions and Gold Coast Suns. Huge clash derby between the 2 Queensland sides. Last week, the Lions lost to Geelong by 38 points, with Lachie Neale being injured, big blow with a calf injury, whereas the Suns had a magnificent 1-point win against Fremantle in their first ever finals. Magnificent play. The game was tied with a minute left. Mac Andrews kicked the goal to draw the game. Swallow had a free kick, and with 9 seconds left, he took a shot from 50 metres out, and it was touch, and the Suns won by 1 point. What a great win for Gold Coast Suns. The players in the mix for the Lions are the real Joyce and the big O McInerney. For the Suns, their players in the mix are Moyle, Adams and Jake Rogers. Where the game will be won at, it's the ruck midfield setup. For the Lions, you got 4 in ruck with the gun midfields of Dunkley, McCluggage, Barry, Bailey and Leroy Ashcroft, and that's excluding the injury to Lachie Neale. For the Suns, you got Bits in ruck with the midfields of Davies, Noel Anderson, Rao, Weller, Ferrini. And looking at the 2 sides and comparison of the ruck midfield setup, I like the Lions ruck midfield. They've got so many class midfielders. You got Bailey, inside mid Dunkley, McCluggage outside the wing, Barry, Leroy Ashcroft, also his brother Will Ashcroft. They're just gun youngsters, and I expect retribution for the Lions after that loss against the Geelong Cats. Expect Brisbane to win the midfield and provide lots of inside 50s, and we have Morris, Archie, Loman, Charlie Cameron and Rayner to kick lots of goals, and therefore I'm going to tip the Lions to beat Gold Coast Suns by 22 points. My tips for Week 2 semi-final games are the Hawks to upset the Crows and the Lions to beat Gold Coast Suns.
Thank you for watching my video, and it will be appreciated if you can subscribe and comment to my videos. Hopefully you enjoyed my video, and see you next time. Cheers or bye.